your Build a Combo class. This is actually an old workout I posted to the blog years and years ago. I've tweaked it slightly. Back then I called it a dumbbell progression workout, but it really is kind of the original Build a Combo before I had workouts with that name. This is a total body workout today, and for equipment you're going to need a set of medium dumbbells. I'm using a set of 8-pound weights, but go up or down from there to fit your fitness level. This workout is broken up into 3 combinations. Now over a 2-minute period, you gradually build up to an exercise sequence, adding in a movement every 30 seconds. So for example, if exercise A is a lunge, you'll do just the lunge for 30 seconds. And then if exercise B is a curl, then the next 30 seconds will be the lunge plus a curl, lunge plus a curl, and you add on like that. We will go through each combo 3 times continuously. So that is 6 minutes of work. And then we will rest for a minute before moving on to our next combination. And if any of this sounds confusing, do not worry. I'm going to give you a preview of the sequences before we get into it. I will guide you through it. It'll make sense as we get going. We will start class with a guided warm-up, and we will finish class with a guided cool down. If you love this class, you can become a Patreon member to get access to more workouts. That is patreon.com/Nicole Pearce. The link is below. With all that said, let's start with our warm-up. Find a standing position, and we're going to start with some spinal articulation. I want a big inhale, expand the rib cage east to west, and then on your exhale, I want you to start to nod the chin and just roll forward vertebrae by vertebrae, unlock the knees, come into a forward fold, and as you inhale, you just roll it back up, stacking the vertebrae, come to stand. Again, as you exhale, nod the chin, roll forward, vertebrae by vertebrae, and stack it back up to the top, finding neutral. One more time, nod the chin, roll forward. Roll it back up. And this time we're just going to hold at the bottom. So nod that chin, roll forward, and pause in your forward fold position. I'm just going to turn to the sides. From here, I want you to just bend into the knees and then straighten a little bit. We don't lock them out as we straighten. It's just a generous bend and then a little press. A little bend and press, gently and actively opening up through the backs of the legs. 3 more like this. Last time, straighten the legs, but again, don't lock them. And I want you to elongate the spine coming to neutral. Hands can slide up your shins. And then on an exhale, fold forward. So legs are staying still. We're moving through the spine, neutral position. And then exhale, fold over those legs. One more. Exhale, fold, and then this time, elongate to neutral, hold. Hands can come to heart center, separate the feet a little bit. And I want you to, again, bend and press the legs, but this time in this hinged position, reaching your tailbone long. Push the floor away, grounding down through the toes. Press and hold, and now we're going to come into a hip hinge squat combo. So I want you to bring your torso upright. I want you to hinge your torso. I want you to bend at the knees, dropping into your squat. I want you to drive your feet into the floor and stand. We hinge, we squat, drive to the top. Don't worry about getting super low in that squat. It is early. Don't go so low that your tailbone tucks under. One more. And now this time I want you to hold the hinge, but give me a little bend to the knees. I want you to reach your arms forward at a diagonal, kind of to the front corner of your mat. And then from here, I want you to start to row the elbows back. We have a little combo here. With them rowed back, I want you to then rotate the forearms open into a goalpost shape. Rotate them back to that diagonal and extend the arms forward. So we row wide, we rotate open, rotate closed, extend. Keep that going. So we are mobilizing through the shoulder joint here, but without losing connection to our rib cage. So when you do that rotation open, don't flare out through your ribs. That might mean you make the range of motion a little smaller. When you do the row, it starts with a little retraction of the shoulder blades. You're active through the mid-back. Extend arms straight. And now we're going to find a little bit of rotation. I want you to take your left hand and bring it to the outside of your right knee. Right arm is going to twist open towards the ceiling on an inhale. And then exhale, bring it back down. Twice more this side. Now the rotation is coming from your mid-spine, not your shoulder. So the arm follows the movement of the rib cage. You can always see your hand in your peripheral vision. Come through center and let's switch sides. Right hand to the outside of left leg. Left arm reaches out. Twisting open and closed. Creating length through the spine. One more time. And I want you to sink a little lower into your squat. I'm just going to change my position to face you. We're going to come into a little bit of dynamic movement. It's a shallow squat and then a side bend. Shallow squat, side bend. So just picking up the pace slightly, building a little warmth in the body. This is not a cardio-focused workout. There is not jumping around, but still, we want to get everything nice and warm before we get going. Now we're going to hold the center squat coming up. I'm just going to turn to the side. Last two, last one. Hold that squat. Now I want you to bring your hands to the mat. Step your left foot back into a lunge position. From here, I want you to take your inside right hand, twist it up to the ceiling, tap it down to the mat twice more. Twist it open, close it down. Last time. Open and down. Now that back left foot steps forward in your low squat, and let's go right back into our side bends. Shallow squat, reach, down, other side. I'll just stay facing this direction. So we're just gonna do that same thing, other side. Last two, last time, hold squat, hands to the mat. Now your right foot steps back in this low lunge. Your inside left hand is gonna twist open to the ceiling. Bring it back down twice more. Open, close it down, open, close it down. Now this time, take that front left foot, step it back to plank, drop your knees down into a tabletop, and we're gonna come into some hip circles. So you're gonna take your left knee and you're gonna start tracing nice big circles. Doesn't matter the direction, because in a couple more, we will just switch it. All right, same circle, same leg, just switch direction. Mobilizing through that hip joint, one more. Knee comes down, same thing, other side. That right knee starts to trace nice big circles. Doesn't matter the direction. And reverse it. One more. Both knees down, tuck your toes under, shoot your hips up into a downward facing dog, pedal out through those heels. And then I want you to start walking your hands in towards your feet. You're gonna roll up vertebrae by vertebrae to standing. And let's get to the workout. So let's go over the 4 movements in combo 1. First 30 seconds, it is just a back lunge. We're gonna isolate the right leg. Then we add on a hammer curl. So when you come to the top of that lunge, you add in a curl. Then we are going to add on a bent raise. So you hammer curl to 90, and then you add in a lift of the elbows and a lowering down. Finally, we will add on a rotation open into a goalpost position at the top. We are going to go through that building up of the combo 3 times total. And if you are confused, do not worry. I'm going to guide you through the first one. You'll pick it up right away, I promise. It's less complicated than it sounds. So we're going to grab our weights. Right foot is going to stay stationary, and we're going to start with just your basic back lunge. Okay, your left foot steps back into your low lunge. Squeeze into your right side seat as you come to the top. You'll notice that as I stand, I'm just bringing my left toes to kind of lightly tap the mat because I want to really keep the stability work in the right side. But that will change as we add on to this combination, okay? We'll come all the way to a neutral stance. Now, coming up in a few seconds, we're going to add in a hammer curl at the top. Palms will face in towards each other. So come all the way to stand, hammer curl, and then back into your lunge. 1 lunge, 1 curl. Now we have our 3-part combo coming up next. So all we're going to do is add on a bent raise. So here you go, curl to 90, lift the elbows up to shoulder height, reverse the movement into your back lunge. So as we make the combination longer and longer, we're going to get fewer reps in the 30 seconds. So for our final 30 seconds here, we're going to add on a rotation open, but we're going to take out the lunge. So we're going to finish just standing, focusing on the arm combo. So I'm going to turn to face forward. So we're just going to curl, raise, rotate open, reverse it. No lunge these last 30 seconds. Now we're going to start right from the top, okay? No rest. Arms will go down by your side. It'll be just that back lunge. Your right leg is still the focus. All right, arms down by your side. It's just that back lunge. Right foot is planted, left foot steps back and forward. So second time through, building this combination. In this lunge, I want you to get fairly low. So that back knee just comes to a hover. Plant down through your right foot. As you come to the top, you're squeezing your glutes. You're bracing through the abdominals. Get ready to add in that hammer curl at the top. So one lunge, hammer curl. Now, if you're feeling a lot of pressure in your back during the upper body moves, you can come to a staggered foot stance. So you just bring your left foot here, and then you would add in the arms from there. Okay, let's add on that raise. So hammer curl, lift the elbows, drop the elbows, straighten the arms, back lunge. Curl, lift, lower to your sides. I know as the combo gets longer, it's a lot to remember. If you mess up the sequence, just get right back into it. So coming up, we're going to take out the lunge. We're going to add in that rotation of the arms. Let's do it. So curl, raise, rotate open. Now, when you rotate open, don't flare out through your ribs. We want to make sure we have a neutral pelvis here. We'll start at the top. We're going to go through this combo one more time. All right, just the back lunge, arms stay down by your side. So yes, we're not building in rest, but because these first 30 seconds are just the legs, and because the last 30 seconds, it's no lunge, you do kind of get rest for upper and lower half. Add in your hammer curl, stand, hammer curl, and lower. So when you step back into the lunge, make sure your right knee is staying pretty much right over the heel. Add in that bent raise. So you curl just to 90, raise the elbows, lower them, drop your arms down, step to your lunge. Final 30 seconds coming up. We ditch the lunge, we add in the rotation open, focusing on the upper body. Okay, you curl, lift, rotate open, reverse it. Again, if low back is an issue, try staggered stance. That can help. and rest. Okay, about a minute to recover. I'm going to show you combo number 2. Combo 2 is very similar, but we'll switch up the upper body a little bit. First exercise is going to be a back lunge. This time it is your left side. That is the focus. Second exercise will be a biceps curl. Now, not a hammer curl where we keep the palms facing in towards each other. We'll do a traditional curl. So as the palms come up, they rotate in towards your shoulders and down. So just a slight variation from combo 1. From there, we will add on a shoulder press. So you lunge, you curl, you press overhead. Final exercise, we'll take out the lunge and we are going to add in a shoulder sweep. It's kind of like if you're tracing a snow angel but standing up. So it'll be curl to press, you sweep the arms down, you sweep the arms up, and you reverse it. So you know the drill, 30 seconds. Every 30 seconds we have a change, building up to that 4-part combo, really a 3-part combo because we take the lunge out. Left foot is going to stay planted, right foot will step back, start with just your lunge. Let's go. Right foot steps back, low lunge, and stand it up to the top. We'll add in that bicep curl coming up. Stand all the way up. Curl, palms facing towards you at the top. Release, back lunge. Now I want as little swinging as possible on the curl. So your torso shouldn't be swaying forward and back. Really stabilize through the pelvis and your abdominals. Get ready to add in the shoulder press. Curl, press, reverse it, back down, lunge. Curl to press, don't lose that connection to your rib cage when you press overhead. So you're not flaring open through the ribs. When we do that, we tend to dump all the pressure into the low back. So coming up in just under 10 seconds, we're going to take out the lunge. We're going to focus on the upper body, adding in that shoulder sweep. I'm going to turn to face forward. You sweep down. It's like a big circle. Sweep up. Curl, press. When you do the sweep, your elbows are not completely locked out. And you should be able to see your hands in your peripheral vision on the sweep, okay? Tap them in front. Going to go back to the lunge up next. Okay, arms by your side, left foot stays planted, just your back lunge. So first time through, complete. We're going to build up that combo twice more. Get ready to add in that curl. Come all the way to the top, bicep curl. One lunge, one curl. In a few seconds, we'll add in that shoulder press. Curl, press, reverse it down, lunge. All right, so coming up, we are going to take out the lunge. We're going to focus in on the arms. We're going to add in that sweep. I'm going to turn to the side. Curl to press. Sweep with control. I know this one's tough. If the sweeps are bothering your shoulders, they're just a little too much, don't do them. Just focus on curl to press. Don't rush through it. It's not about getting in a million reps. All right, back to the lunge. Last time, left foot is planted. Arms down by your side. Deep lunge, drive it to the top. So really think about how you're getting to the top. You're grounding down through that left foot, and as you step forward, you're squeezing into the left side glutes and abdominals. Knees staying tracking in line with the middle toes, and it's staying fairly stacked over the ankle. It's not jutting out farther than your toes. Add in your curl. Palms face the shoulders at the top, release them to your sides. One lunge, one curl. So basic foundational movements here in today's class, not doing anything too funky, really mastering the basics. And don't confuse basics with easy. Add in your shoulder press. Lunge, curl to press. Coming up, we will take out that lunge. We finish with 30 seconds of the upper body combo. Let's do it. Curl, press, sweep down, sweep up. Make sure you're not rolling forward through the shoulders, so you're staying broad across those collarbones. There's a little unlock to the knees, and what did I just do there? And you're making sure your pelvis is at neutral. Whew, and rest. Okay, you have about 60 seconds. I'm gonna show you combo number 3. No more lunging, don't worry. First movement is really the only one we're gonna use the weights for. It is going to be a wide squat, and you're gonna hold the weights at center because we will wanna be able to put them down on the mat. Then we will add in a jump to a plank. If you don't want to jump your feet out to a plank, you can just step them one at a time and then step them back in, coming into your low squat position. When you do that, you could grip the dumbbells for that and jump to a plank position with your hands on the weights, or you can just put them on the ground and bring your hands to the mat, which is what I'm going to do because I find that more comfortable. Third movement is going to be a cross-body crunch, one on each side. So opposite knee goes across, taps opposite elbow, and then same thing other side. Final movement is going to be a push-up. You can stay on your feet for that, or you can drop to your knees. So again, it's really just that first movement. We're using the weights. If you want to make this whole one body weight, you don't have to use them at all. So weights together in front of you, wide stance squat, broad across those collarbones. Hips are going to slide back as we lower into our squat. You're driving your feet to the floor, hips come forward, squeeze your glutes as you stand. So coming up at the bottom of the squat, weights will come to the floor, and we'll jump or step our feet into a plank position. All right, so weights to the mat. Plank, low squat, grab your weights and stand. Again, you can hold the weights the whole time if the grip is okay, jumping to a plank position, holding them. I don't personally like that, so I'm tenting my fingertips on the mat. Now, if you're stepping, it would just be 1 foot back at a time, 1 foot forward at a time. Whoop, that was like a half jump. Add in the crossbody mountain climber. Opposite knee, opposite elbow. Jump it forward and stand. Now, before you stand up out of this, make sure that your spine is long, your chest is broad, and you're not rounded. Coming up, we're going to take out the squat. We're going to stay in our plank position, and we're just going to add in a push-up. So it'll be crossbody mountain climbers and push-ups. Okay, let's do it from your plank position. Crossbody mountain climbers, one each side. Give me a push-up. You can always drop to your knees for the push-ups. We're going to start at the top with that squat coming up. All right, start at the top with that squat. Now, if this grip is not working for you, feel free to have the weights at your shoulders, especially for this first 30 seconds. When we move into transitioning to plank, this makes for a smoother transition. But for the first 30, you can rack those weights on your shoulders if that works best for you. Let's add in that jump to plank. Weights come down. Jump or step to plank, back to your low squat. Lift your chest before you drive to the top. Coming up, we'll add in those cross-body mountain climbers at the bottom. All right, add it in. Opposite knee to opposite elbow. I want you getting the knee as close to actually making physical contact with the elbow as possible. That's going to look different for everyone. Coming up next, we take out the squat. We're going to hold our plank position. It'll just be those cross-body mountain climbers and push-ups. All right. I'm going to be modifying from my knees for the push-ups. If you're still staying strong from your feet, do that. When you do the push-up, your elbows are going back at kind of a 45-degree angle. So make sure they're not going straight out to the sides, east to west. One more time through this combo. We'll start at the top with just those squats. Okay, let's do it. Whew. Not the smoothest transition from me. All right, now in this wide squat, ground down through your feet so your big toe is playing a role. We'll add in our jump or step to plank up next. Okay, and then we add in that crossbody mountain climber at the bottom. Opposite knee, opposite elbow. Hop it forward, stand it up. Last 30 seconds, we'll take out that squat. You'll stay in your plank position. Okay, let's do it. Back it up. One crossbody mountain climber, one push-up. Your lower body is very active in the push-ups, so make sure that you are engaging through your quads and your glutes. And done. Okay, about 60 seconds to rest. I'm going to show you our final combo. First move is going to be a glute bridge. You are lifting and lowering the hips. You can have your dumbbells on your hips for added weight, or you can have them up overhead. Second movement, we are going to add in a calf raise at the top of your glute bridge, so the heels will lift an inch or two and lower. Third movement is when we add in upper body. It is going to be a narrow row. The elbows drop down by your sides and you press those weights up overhead. Palms are facing in towards each other. Fourth and final movement, we are going to go into a tricep dip. So from that pressed up position, bend the elbows, weights drop behind your head, lift them up to the top. We add on a movement every 30 seconds. This is your last combo. Let's make our way down to the mat and get going. So I'm going to start with the weights just on my hip bones. Your feet are under your knees, or maybe even an inch out ahead of them. You don't want your heels in too close to your butt, or you're going to feel pressure over the top of your kneecap, and we don't want that. Exhale, squeeze the seat as you lift. Now, those knees are tracking straight ahead throughout the whole range of motion. So I want you to notice if there's any wobbling inward or outwards. Think about reaching the knees out over the toes. Okay, now next time you're at the top, lift the heels, lower them. So it's just a little calf raise at the top. It's not big because I don't want you to roll out through the ankles. So at the top of your bridge, don't lose the connection to your rib cage. So make sure you're not flaring out. We don't want to hyperextend through that low back. Now coming up, weights are going to go overhead, palms facing towards each other. Weights overhead after you do your calf raise, narrow row. So you lift the hips, lift the heels. One row. So for our fourth movement, it's that tricep extension. We're just going to hold the hips up in a bridge position with the heels down. All right, hold the hips up and we're just going to alternate row, one tricep dip or extension. Get ready to start from the top. Weights can come to your hips or they can just stay overhead. I'm going to bring them to my hips for an added challenge. We just lower the hips and lift them back up. Down and up. All right, so you've completed your first set. Going through this combo twice more. It's a lot of work for the glutes, so don't feel like you have to have the weights at your hips. You could even have them on the mat besides you for the first minute of this. So don't just think of the hips lifting and lowering. I want you to notice what the knees are doing. Add in your calf raise. They are tracking straight ahead. So picture you're trying to balance something on your knees. It shouldn't wobble off. Again, the calf raise doesn't need to be big. Really ground down through all 10 toes when you do it. Weights will come overhead next. We'll add in that narrow row. Weights up. Elbows bend down towards your rib cage. Press the weights up overhead. Lower the hips. Lift the hips. One little calf raise. Add in your row. We'll just hold the hips up in a bridge position up next. Okay, add in that tricep work, narrow row. Dip, extend, bend, and press. Hips aren't too high because I don't want you flaring open through the ribs. Get ready to start at the top. Okay, just the glute bridge down and up. Your weights can stay overhead like I'm demonstrating, or if you want more of a challenge, you can have them on your hips. I shouldn't say this is more challenging. It's more challenging for the glutes perhaps, but there is an added challenge to the upper body if you are holding the weights overhead. So up to you. Long time to be doing a glute bridge series, right? Little calf raise, we're almost there. Coming up, we'll add in the upper body. I'm just gonna have the weights overhead in preparation. It's getting a little heavy on my hips. Okay, add in that narrow row. Hips lift, calf raise. The heels are down when you do the upper body work. All right, hold the hips up, just the arms. Bend the elbows. Whew. Row, triceps. You got it. Final 30 seconds of this workout. We're going to cool down up next. You got this. Hips are level to the ceiling. You're reaching your knees long in front of you. Oh, and rest. Drop those hips. Put your weights off to the side. And I want you to just hug your knees in towards your chest. Might feel good to rock side to side a little bit. Awesome work today. So I'm going to bring you through a quick guided cool down. If you want to stay on anything longer, please do. Take your time doing any additional stretching or recovery work your body needs. Keeping your hands on your kneecaps, I want you to now just start tracing nice big hip circles. The knees are moving in opposition. Once you've done a couple one direction, just switch. One more time. And then let's find a figure 4 cross. So I want you to take your right ankle over the left knee, weave your hands around the left thigh, and pull the shape in towards your chest. Some deep breaths here. And you might get a deep enough stretch keeping your left foot on the floor and just gently pressing out on that right thigh. So don't feel like you have to pull everything into your chest. When you're ready, we're just going to switch sides. Left ankle over right thigh. And we hug the shape in towards our chest if that's what feels good. When you're ready, we're going to uncross. And I want you to start rocking and rolling up and down the spine. We're going to come through seated to a tabletop position. I'm just going to flip around. So hands under shoulders, knees under hips. And from here, I want you to take your right elbow and you're going to lift it up to the ceiling, twisting open. And then you're going to thread the needle, right arm under left, bring your cheek down to the mat, bending into that left elbow. And then just bring it back open into the twist. We're going to move fluidly and then we will hold the stretch. Exhale, lower. Now this time we're going to hold the thread the needle. So right arm goes under left and hold. And then take your left arm and walk it forward. So we have this nice opening through the side body and the shoulders. Few deep breaths here. When you're ready, I want you to start to walk that left hand in, press yourself back to tabletop, same thing other side. Left elbow reaches up to the ceiling, twist it open. Thread the arm through, bend that right elbow, tap your cheek to the mat, and then twist it open. Thread it through. And this time we're gonna hold the thread. Once you're down, take that right arm, walk it forward. Nice big opening here. Some deep breaths. When you're ready, start to walk that right hand in. Press yourself up to tabletop. From here, we're going to take a stretch for the backs of the arms. So I want you to lower onto your forearms and then press your palms together. And you're going to bend the elbows as you shift your hips back slightly and bring your hands kind of in behind your head. If you don't feel the stretch through the backs of the arms, you might need to just walk your elbows forward a little bit. Few deep breaths here. palms are going to come back down onto the mat. Scoot your bum back into a quick child's pose. And then we're just going to walk ourselves up to a comfortable seated position. I'll come to face you. We're going to finish by taking 2 deep breaths together. As you inhale, arms reach up overhead. And as you exhale, you release. One more time. Inhale, arms up overhead. Exhale, release. All right, awesome job. If you enjoyed this class, you can get access to more by becoming a Patreon member. For $9.99 a month, you get access to additional workout videos that drop on the first of the month, with some bonus videos around mid-month. I also provide a monthly workout calendar if you're looking for a little guidance in structuring week by week. This specific build a combo structure was not part of the August drop on Patreon, but it will be coming there soon. I appreciate your support, and I will see you next week.